One thing I want to point out, I know I'm a skinny person, but why is it my arms look pencil thin when I do this, but when I'm at the gym or when I flex, it's like all of a sudden there's muscle there. I don't get that. One thing that's neat about this GoPro and kind of keeps tripping me out is that there's two screens. So I'm so used to having a phone where you have to, press the button to flip the camera back and forth, but this, you just turn it in your hand, which is pretty wild. Takes a little getting used to. Good morning. Is that close enough? Yeah, so I'm just testing out this camera. And, it gets quite warm. Like when it's recording for a while. And maybe that's something I should change right now, actually. I don't need... Good? Better? Yeah, so like I was saying, one thing I've noticed about these cameras is they get kind of warm after they've been recording for a while, and probably some of that has to do with having the screens on and the brightness high. But yeah, I was surprised that how warm it feels to the touch. Anyway, just trying to unload my mind here, and also kind of look at myself from a like outside view, I guess. Like, what is that, subjective? I never come up with the right words. Sometimes I feel like my vocabulary is very limited, despite going to school, reading a lot. It's like the words just don't come. Anyway, just trying to understand why I dig myself into such miserable moods. I even said in the one video, the pit of negativity, and that's just something I keep going to myself. It's I have very little to complain about. Most of my issues are really, really small, but even then it's they just add up, I'm just trying to understand why that happens. So to give you examples, I'm getting ready to do another long trip, and I'm always, I keep reading about these people that, take, year-long, trips, or gap years, or a couple of people, it's they've done gap decades or whatever. It's that's what I want to do. I just want to travel. So that takes a little bit of logistics to, figure out the money and, all that stuff. So I've got the money saved up, and I've got one part of the trip already planned and booked. I try not to make too many plans because I want to be kind of spontaneous, and sometimes that gets expensive, but it's worked out pretty well for me in the past. So I've got that part of the trip planned already, and I'm leaving in 5 days. But the other day I got a notice in the mail for jury duty, which is in a month, and that's really not going to work into my plan. So it's just, I went online, and you can extend it, but it's the new due date's in July, so I've got to somehow factor that into my plans. I've got to be back here in July, and maybe there's a way to work around it. This just happened yesterday or last night, so I haven't explored all the solutions yet. But so yeah, so there's that. That's hanging over my head now, and it really shouldn't be that big of a deal because it's like I've managed to do so much traveling already, and sooner or later, like stuff like that pops up. So I should be grateful for all the traveling I've been able to do in the past, pretty much worry free. But yeah, it's just like things like that. Just that's one thing, and then I realized my laptop battery is suddenly failing me. I'm getting ready to leave, and like my laptop is like essential to me when I'm traveling because it's like my, it's my travel companion, and it's also how I charge my other devices. So it's basically my battery bank that I keep charged for charging other devices on the fly if there's if there's no place to charge near me. Because I never kind of know like what I'm going to be doing in a day, so I just try to have that battery backup, and I've used that several times. Like it is my essential device, my laptop, and its battery. So the battery is starting to have issues. So I don't know if am I going to be able to get a replacement shipped here in the next couple days? And it's easier to replace yourself. I would do it myself, but now I've got to look at a new battery replacement, which isn't cheap. But it's like a laptop battery that's lasted almost 2 years, and that's not really, it seems kind of low to me, but things happen. Sometimes quality isn't always what it's supposed to be. That's not really anything to be miserable about, but all these little things just add up. They keep adding up. It's like I've basically been staying home, haven't really been going out, partly in an attempt to save money, but yeah, I've just kind of isolated myself. I'm kind of like living like it's the pandemic again, just staying home, staying inside. It's winter. It's like I don't really feel like going out. And I used to, when I was working my job, I would spend a lot of time in Washington D.C., which I just really love the city. It's like I love going out, going to do things in the city. There's always something to do. People around. But yeah, so I've just been isolated myself, in the country. Which, yeah, I'm just so sick of being here. This is like my childhood home, and the high school that I went to is, only a couple miles away. And it's like I've been around the world and I've done all kinds of things. And it's like to be back here is just really, it's really just, yeah, not where I want to be. Feels like I haven't done anything, It's like I'm trying to understand that too. It's like, why do I feel that way? Like, what's with that mindset? There's that. My last relationship pretty much ended horribly, and yeah, so I'm got zero interest in dating, or just no interest in dating, and even really, yeah. So there's all that, and of course, the last time I traveled around the world, I did end up using more money than I had thought, and I managed to make it last for 3 months, which honestly it was it's a lot. Should be happy with that. Again, it's like I keep looking back to these people that like somehow they travel for years, and the digital nomad lifestyle, and like that's what I'm aiming for. That's my goal, is to be able to just travel and travel. Like I did not want to come back here in the United States. I did not want to come back, but come back, save money again, go travel, try to figure out this digital nomad stuff again, or some way to just make the money, just be self-sufficient and travel. Like that's the goal. There's so much world out there to see and experience, and it's like to be back here. I've been back here since July, I think. Gosh. April, May, June, July. Yeah. So I've been back in the United States since July. So, got to experience the rest of summer and fall in this area in Washington D.C., which is nice. It's I'd rather be here while it's warm and everything's green and flowery, and you get to at least like enjoy nature. Not so much in the winter. In the winter, it's my least favorite part. Everything's brown and dead and gray and just kind of barren looking, and yeah, there's not really much to smile about in my opinion. yeah, just being back here is just not where I wanted to be. But why do these negative things pile up, and why do I just go into this self-destructive cycle, self-destructive pattern? You know, there's so much to be grateful for and be excited about every day. Like my sticky note from earlier, smile because you woke up today. Yeah, it's like all these just little things that just keep coming back to the front of the mind and really just weighing me down on top of other things. So it's really frustrating, and that frustration is also adds to it. It's like I shouldn't feel this way. There's no reason to be this negative, you know. But just something I'm trying to, you know, understand and work through. But enough of that soapbox. I'll look back and be like, yeah, I really had nothing to worry about, but just trying to understand myself better, I guess, and maybe there's people out there that can relate to having, you know, why all the negativity. So anyway, I'll edit this. It's long enough. Thanks for watching. I'll see you.